Okay, come on this morning because of what I experienced last night. Um, so what happened is I had a dream, and I was on a vacation and I'll explain after I'm done what all the parts mean. With my mom, who is alive, and with my grandmother, who's not alive, and then I had my old dog, who is not alive, who died in 2020, and so we were in a motel, and I was sleeping, and I was dreaming inside the dream, and basically I saw myself like flying out of I saw myself flying into the sky. Um, One of them was from a classroom like I'm in now, and I floated into the clouds, and like I was like drifting in and out asleep, and wondering what in the world was going on. But every time I went back to sleep, I was in the clouds or seeing like white, basically, and I knew that it was a rapture. Like with dreams, you know that it's happening, and so there's a knowing with it. And so I knew that it was a rapture, and I knew that I was flying, and I was going to the place I was supposed to go. And my mom woke myself and my grandmother up, and we all, including my dog that's deceased, and we were going to see the sunrise. And I didn't catch about the sunrise until after I was awake. But the sunrise, so the rising of the sun. So in other words, God is coming back. The sun rising. So basically, God coming and taking His people. And this is where it gets a little disgusting. But this is so. So just a little FYI, this is going to get a little disgusting. But this is what God did. So I saw my former dog Bo, who was going and taking a dump, and I kept looking back and forth, and one time there would be like a lot of crap on the ground, there was something wrong with him, and then other times it was like the normal dog size, and then I looked back over again, and it was so he was obviously doing his business and doing his thing. And this is where it got a little disgusting as well. I was looking at my mom and my grandmother and myself, and I saw poo all over us, which was disgusting, obviously. And then, like, there would be, like, a cleansing kind of thing, and there would be, like, less of it. And so in this dream, it ended there. But the poo represents the sin that we get in our life. And I don't know why it was displayed like this, and I'm actually laughing about it, but that's how it came off. It was just how this world taints us and gets all kinds of filth on us. And the dog, I don't know why God does this, but He does. But the dog, I mean, it's like we need to basically get rid of all the stuff that's in our lives one way or another, and I don't understand why God did this dream. It was pretty disgusting, but it was funny. So we are to basically get rid of sin any way we can and try to keep off the filth of the world. And I was told that my grandmother was my guardian angel. She died in 2017, so it's been like 7 years almost 8 years since she died, and she took care of me. And when I was here, I grew up without a dad when I was growing up, and so I would always go be basically taken care of by her. Almost, it's like it's quite often that I would ever to her house, and she was always there, and she was a very Christian woman who took good care of us and was humble and nice and always thought of others before herself. And then my dog, I don't know. He may be running. I mean, I kind of got the feeling that he was running around here and also protecting as well. So And my mom, I'm now getting the feeling like that I may be helping her through what's coming, and getting off the filth of the world. And Also, when I was awake and kind of drifting in and out of sleep, because I was just trying to figure out what in the world and praying about this dream and others. And there was this other image that I got of a room filled like with lots of children. So like 2 to like 4 or 5 years old, and they were all in their outfits and just sitting there. And there was like 30 to 50 of them just crammed in this room and just sitting and waiting. And I kind of feel like I heard the term children of God. But I saw them in waiting, and it was kind of like the waiting room, and we were all waiting for who to show up. And I also got an interpretation of the other dream that I had, where I was in a big church and there was people that I saw, and there was an exit, and I thought I was trying to find a place to park, and I've said that before, but this time I got a different revelation of it, and I guess it was an exit, and so for whatever reason it was like a vehicle, so it was an exit vehicle, and those were people of God waiting for him, and and I guess different forms, because there are multiple timelines and multi dimensions. And so people may look like the same, but they may not be quite the same person that you know of. But I feel like we're going to work together in order to get to the exit. And the exit, so it wasn't like it was going along and then like the door was above. And so it was like, and then we were trying to push the vehicle up and out. So it went up and then out. And I feel like this group of people are people that I'm with, that I'll be helping and trying to get to the exit, if you will. And I know that I'm going to be transported to a place and help people from that point, and people of my past. I've been shown that people of my past will show up as well. Are there any other... I'm trying to think of any other parts of the dream. And I also saw myself lifting and getting the knowing that I'm going to be sitting at the educational place I'm in, and I'll be floating through the clouds the next moment. Because I had a dream, and I don't remember how soon it was. I think it was this weekend, where I was in an educational facility, and I've had many educational facilities where I was in an educational facility, and then I took a truck and hauled butt out of there when it got dark. So this one, I was sitting in an educational building, which is what I work at on a daily basis. And then it turned to a scene, and I could see the moon, and I could see the sun, and it was you could see the ring of it, and you could see the body of the sun, but there was no light coming from it. There was absolutely no light at all coming from the sun. And I've had dreams, and one of them, there was a dream, another dream that I had, where I was in a driveway, and I saw, I think it was the sun. I don't think it was the moon, and it was slowly becoming covered over in darkness. And then there was it was like a red Civic, Toyota Civic or Toyota Celica, and the door was wide open, and there was and I could see the left behind clothes on the seat, and that was, I believe, a Rapture Dream. And that was basically showing, and I got the interpretation that as soon as the sun goes completely dark is when all the chaos will go. And I got the feeling that the rapture will happen right when that happens, and we'll hear the trumpet and go up in the sky. But I believe that that is now. I mean, there is so much craziness going on in our world. There are countries are falling right and left. A certain island in the East Asia area is being surrounded and more than likely going to go down in the near future. We have an absolute destruction of all of our food systems, and they're claiming that there is said issues with it. And this, if you wanted to control people, you have to kill the food system. You have to kill the distribution systems, and that's what they're doing. They're making it so nothing is moving anywhere. They're claiming, oh well, it's the food prices are too high, or we found a new disease and we're just culling everything, and oh, we're just having Listeria and E. coli outbreaks that are just so big and so vast. I mean, I've never in my whole life seen these supposed outbreaks, and and we're seeing like certain people get sick and die, and I do think it's happening, but it's like, to what point? So those are my dreams, and I do believe it is very, very soon. Like God had me reminded me of dreams, and I think I've said this in the past videos, where one, I was driving along, and it was in like December, January, that I got the dream, and I was driving in my car, and I could see a side view, and the earth started shaking. And I've gotten a lot of visions lately where I saw in my conscience, like I saw the earth doing this number and moving. And I've also seen volcanoes. I've seen like volcanoes erupting, and I could see lava just going on the ground. And I've had many dreams of waves in the past, and I believe that time is here. So I don't know when, but there's just so many elements, and like no one is safe. I mean, our prices are like skyrocketing. They're everywhere is jacking up our prices to ridiculous amounts, like 400 and 500, if not 800% increases with property taxes and with renting prices. And I mean, there's nowhere safe. I mean, everyone out there is pretty much done with everything. And I don't think we can last much longer. I mean, the pieces are obviously moving into place, and I've been wrong before, so but I'm just revealing what I've been shown, and so I'm revealing those to you. So yeah, that's all I can do. So please take this to God, and please purge sin out of your system. I know that was kind of a disgusting part, but hey, that's what I saw in the dream. It just looked like poo was all over people. And it just represented the world and how we got sin and all this stuff of the world. God, I mean, there's nothing about this, well, I don't know, very little about this world that's worth a darn, and it attaches itself to us, like all the wickedness, all the wrongdoing, and all the people that are doing the wrong thing. It's attaching itself to people that are supposed to be pure and holy before God, and we've allowed the world to taint us. So thank you for listening, and God bless you all. I don't know when this video go out, but please just listen and go to God with all this, and please turn back to God. There is no time left, or very little time left. Maybe not no time, but there's very, very, very little time left. We do not know when we'll go.